ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. First of all, offer my millions of obeisances to lotus feet of Asmadya Guru Pad Padma, Nityala Prashta Jagat Guru Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Tirandi Swami Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Dandi Maharaj, Namnishta Santa Shri Aniruddhas Prabhuji, all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, please accept my humble obeisances. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam Canto1, chapter 17, text 18. न वयं क्लेशबीजानि यथा स्युः पुरुषर्षभा पुरुषं तं बीजानीमो वाक्यभेदविमोहिता. न, not vayam, we, kleshabijani, the root cause of sufferings, yataha, wherefrom, syu, it so happens, purusha vishabha, O greatest of all human beings, purusha, the person, tam, that, vijanimah, no, vakya bheda, difference of opinion, vimohita, bewildered by. O greatest among human beings, it is very difficult to ascertain the particular miscreant who has caused our sufferings, because we are bewildered by all the different opinions of theoretical philosophers. There are many theoretical philosophers in the world who put forward their own theories of cause and effect, especially about the cause of suffering and its effect on different living beings. Generally, there are 6 great philosophers: Karnad, the author of Vaisheshika philosophy; Gautama, the author of logic; Patanjali, the author of mystic yoga; Kapila, the author of Sankhya philosophy; Jaimini, the author of Karma Mimamsa; and Vyasadeva, the author of Vedanta Darshan. Although the bull, or the personality of religion, and the cow, the personality of the earth, knew perfectly well that the personality of Kali was the direct cause of their sufferings, still as devotees of the Lord, they knew well also that without the sanction of the Lord, no one could inflict trouble upon them. According to the Padma Puran, our present trouble is due to the fructifying of seedling sins. But even those seedling sins also gradually fade away by execution of pure devotional service. Thus, even if the devotees see the mischief mongers, they do not accuse them for the sufferings inflicted. They take it for granted that the mischief monger is made to act by some indirect cause, and therefore they tolerate the sufferings, thinking them to be God-given in small doses, for otherwise the sufferings should have been greater. Maharaj Parikshit wanted to get a statement of accusation against the direct chief mischief monger, but they declined to give it on the above mentioned grounds. Speculative philosophers, however, do not recognize the sanction of the Lord. They try to find out the cause of sufferings in their own ways, as will be described in the following verses. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, such speculators are themselves bewildered, and thus they cannot know that the ultimate cause of all causes is the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead. Text 19. Kechid vikalpavasana auratmanamatmana daivamanne apare karma svabhavam apare prabhum. Kechit, some of them, vikalpavasana, those who deny all kinds of duality. Ahu, declare, atmanam, own self, atmanaha, of the self, daivam, superhuman, anne, others, apare, someone else, karma, activity, svabhavam, material nature, apare, many other, prabhum, authority. Some of the philosophers who deny all sorts of duality declare that one's own self is responsible for his personal happiness and distress. Others say that superhuman powers are responsible, while yet others say that activity is responsible, and the gross materialist maintain that nature is the ultimate cause, purport. As referred to above, philosophers like Jaimini and his followers established that fruitive activity is the root cause of all distress and happiness, and that even if there is a superior authority, some superhuman powerful god or gods, he or they are also under the influence of fruitive activity because their reward results according to one's action. They say that action is not independent because action is performed by some performer. Therefore, the performer himself is the cause of his own happiness or distress. In the Bhagavad Gita 6.5, also it is confirmed that by one's mind freed from material affection, one can deliver himself from the sufferings of material pangs. So one should not entangle oneself in matter by the mind's material affections. Thus, one's own mind is one's friend or enemy in one's material happiness and distress. Text 20. अप्रतर्क्याद निर्देशादिति केष्वपि निश्चया अत्रानुरूपं राजर्षे विमृशः स्वमनीषया. अप्रतर्क्याद निर्देशात् इति केष्वपि निश्चया अत्रानुरूपं राजर्षे विमृशस्व मनीषया. Apratarkya, beyond the power of reasoning. Anirdeshat, beyond the power of thinking. Iti, thus, Keshu, someone, Api, also, Nishchayaha, definitely concluded. Atra, herein, Anurupam, which of them is right? Raja Rushe, O sage amongst the kings, Vimrusha, judge yourself, Swa, by your own, Manishaya, power of intelligence. There are also some thinkers who believe that no one can ascertain the cause of distress by argumentation, nor know it by imagination, nor express it by words. O sage amongst kings, judge for yourself by thinking over all this with your own intelligence. The Vaishnavites, the devotees of the Lord, do believe, as above explained, that nothing can take place without the sanction of the Supreme Lord. He is the Supreme Director, for he confirms in the Bhagavad Gita 15.15 that he, as all-pervading Paramatma, stays in everyone's heart and keeps vigilance over all actions and witnesses all activities. The argument of the atheist that one cannot be punished for one's misdeeds unless proved before a qualified justice is refuted here. For we accept the perpetual witness and constant companion of the living being. A living being may forget all that he might have done in his past or present life. But one must know that in the same tree of the material body, the individual soul and the super soul as Paramatma are sitting like two birds. One of them, the living being, is enjoying the fruits of the tree, whereas the Supreme Being is there to witness the activities. Therefore, the Paramatma feature, the Supreme Soul, is actually the witness of all activities of the living being, and only by his direction can the living being remember or forget what he might have done in the past. He is therefore both the all-pervading impersonal Brahma and the localized Paramatma in everyone's heart. He is the knower of all past, present and future, and nothing can be concealed from him. The devotees know this truth and therefore they discharge their duties sincerely without being overly anxious for rewards. Besides that, one cannot estimate the Lord's reactions either by speculation or by scholarship. Why does he put some into difficulty and not others? He is the supreme knower of the Vedic knowledge and thus he is the factual Vedantist. At the same time, he is the compiler of the Vedanta. No one is independent of him and everyone is engaged in his service in different ways. In the conditioned state, such services are rendered by the living being under the force of the material nature, whereas in the liberated state, the living being is helped by the spiritual nature in the voluntary loving service of the Lord. Therefore, there is no incongruity or inebriety in his actions. All are on the path of absolute truth. Bhishmadeva correctly estimated the inconceivable actions of the Lord. The conclusion is therefore that the sufferings of the representative of religion and the representative of the earth as present before Maharaj Parikshit were planned to prove that Maharaj Parikshit was the ideal executive head because he knew well how to give protection to the cows, the earth and the Brahmanas' religious principles, the two pillars of spiritual advancement. Everyone is under the full control of the Lord. He is quite correct in his action when he desires something to be done by someone, irrespective of the consideration of the particular case. Maharaj Parikshit was thus put to test for his greatness. Now let us see how he solves it by his sagacious mind. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpataruvasya kripa sindhubheva cha paridanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah.